Welcome back to Ghost Powered Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today I give you another 10 recommendations on Hulu. And let's get to the list. The Curse is a 2021 gothic horror movie. Written and directed by Sean Ellis and stars Boyd Holbrook, Kelly Reilly, Ulster Petrie, and Roxanne Duran. In 19th century France, a man arrives at a remote village to investigate the attacks of a wild animal. However, he soon discovers a deeper, more sinister force that has the manor and the townspeople in its grip.
They've sent for me regarding their son who's gone missing. It may be connected to what you've been looking for.
This is a mood-heavy, unique creature feature with a gothic, romantic vibe to it. And this is really flown under the radar because I've only heard a few people talking about this. I'm hoping now that it's streaming on Hulu, it'll finally get the attention that it deserves. It intertwines multiple subgenres, making for a fresh, unique tale in the horror genre. And it's beautifully shot and directed, with a very deliberate, well thought out story. It is a bit of a slow burn as it builds the story and characters, but it gives you plenty of mystery and intrigue to keep you invested. It does lean a bit heavy into the CGI, but if you can look past that, this is a real hidden gem and one that definitely deserves to be on your list.
People think that I create horror. Horror is already out there in all of us.
Censor is a 2021 British psychological horror movie. It's directed by Prano Bailey Bond with a screenplay by Bailey Bond and Anthony Fletcher. It stars Nomni Algar, Nicholas Burns, and Vincent Franklin. It's about a British film censor who links a disturbing horror movie to the disappearance of her sister and vows to unravel the mystery.
Wave of depraved and corrupt horror video.
Confusing fiction with reality.
This is a fascinating movie that focuses on the era of video nasties in the UK. It's definitely a slow burn, but it has a wild ending definitely worth the wait. And the color grading and overall design give it a strange bleakness. This is another one that really deserves more attention because no one's talking about this, and it really is a well done movie with some fantastic performances by this cast. It's a movie that's not going to be for everyone, but if you're into artsy, indie, slow burn horror, then this is definitely one you cannot miss.
Sometimes that small thought is all it takes to lose control.
Possessor is a 2020 sci-fi psychological horror movie. Written and directed by Brandon Cronenberg, it stars Andrea Riseborough, Christopher Abbott, Sean Bean, and Jennifer Jason Leigh. The story focuses on an assassin who performs her assignment by possessing the bodies of other individuals, but finds herself fighting to control the body of her current host.
The target is the CEO of the largest operation in the U.S. He'll be binding to Colin Tate. We can't afford any mistakes on this one.
Ready?
So I recently have been digging into the work of David Cronenberg, the films of his that I had yet to see. And it's been great seeing some of these classics, but the future is also bright, because with this film we see that his son Brandon has that same brilliant creativity. This movie goes hard into the violent body horror, just gets gruesome and brutal. It's gory and absolutely savage, with brilliant performances by Andrea Riseborough and Christopher Abbott. They do such an amazing job of mimicking each other's movements and behaviors. This is a wild, bizarre movie that I highly recommend. In the Earth is a 2021 indie bio-horror movie. Written and directed by Ben Wheatley, it stars Joel Fry, Reese Shearsmith, and Haley Squires. As the world searches for a cure for a devastating virus, a scientist and a park scout head deep into the woods. As night falls, their journey becomes a terrifying voyage through the heart of darkness, as the forest comes to life around them.
You worried she's gonna get you?
Yeah, who is it?
It's a local folktale. She's the spirit of the woods.
This is another small art house indie movie that builds lots of mystery and dread. It is a simple movie, so don't expect anything too wild, but it is intense with some really gory, shocking moments. This is a great little hidden gem, definitely worth a watch.
Fuck this shit.
Fresh is a 2022 dark comedic horror movie, directed by Mimi Cave in her directorial debut with a screenplay by Lauren Kahn and stars Daisy Edgar-Jones and Sebastian Stan. The horrors of modern dating are seen through the eyes of a young woman who struggles to survive her new boyfriend's horrifying appetite.
What's going on?
I'm gonna tell you, but you're gonna freak out.
No, this isn't happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
This is definitely one of my favorite movies of the year so far. It's such a fun watch in so many ways, with a gruesome, dark, twisted sense of humor. It also has lots of surprises and entertaining scenes, leading to a very satisfying ending. But it also has an intelligent script with well-written characters, with outstanding performances by both Daisy Edgar-Jones and Sebastian Stan. They both play very different, yet equally entertaining roles in this, with loads of savage, bloody gore. This is just a fantastic movie that should be on the top of any horror fan's watch list.
You're crazy!
Only demons should fear me. You're not a demon, are you?
Frailty is a 2001 psychological thriller, directed by Bill Paxton in his directorial debut and stars Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey, and Powers Booth. The plot focuses on the strange relationship between two brothers and their fanatically religious father, who believes that he has been commanded by God to kill demons disguised as people.
Wake up, I've got something to tell you.
What's wrong?
There are demons among us. I can see the demons, while other people can't.
I'm scared, Dad.
Nothing that crazy could be real.
This is a movie I've always recommended. Anytime anyone asks me for a hidden gem that they may not have heard of, I always recommend this movie. I saw it at an early screening and I was just blown away, and from that time forward, I have just always raved about this movie. I'm someone who comes from a severely abusive religious upbringing, and this film just hit me hard. It has very powerful performances by the entire cast, but especially from Bill Paxton. He is just amazing in this role. This is just a criminally underrated little gem that if you've never seen it, this needs to be the next thing that you watch. Big Trouble in Little China is a 1986 dark fantasy thriller. Directed by John Carpenter, it stars Kurt Russell, Dennis Dunn, Kim Cattrall, and James Hong. It tells the story of Jack Burton, who helps his friend Wang Chi rescue his fiancée, going deep into the mysterious underworld to face an ancient, evil sorcerer.
This Lo Pan character comes out of thin air in the middle of a goddamn alley while his buddies are cutting everybody to shreds, and he just stands there waiting for me to drive my truck straight through him with light coming out of his mouth.
This is a fantastical, exciting, creepy ride, and this might be John Carpenter's best, least publicized movie, but over time it has started to grow a cult following. But even still, I think it deserves way more attention than it gets. And it has 1980s practical special effects at their most fun. This movie is just wild and over the top in every way, but an absolutely enjoyable watch, and one I definitely think you'll enjoy.
Find another broken person. It will never
Behind you.
The Vigil is a 2019 supernatural horror movie, written and directed by Keith Thomas in his directorial debut. It stars Dave Davis, Minchie Lustig, and Malky Goldman. The story follows a young man who's been tasked with watching Vigil over a deceased member of his former Orthodox Jewish community, only to be targeted by a malevolent spirit known as the Mazik.
There is something very, very wrong here. We have to go now.
This is a creepy, dark, moody movie. It's a very simple movie that takes place mostly in one house with just one actor. Yet it feels rich in atmosphere, and it never feels dragged down or too slow. It's paced really well with a constant feeling of dread around every corner. It gets creepy and uncomfortable using shadow and lighting to its full advantage. This is a great, spooky little gem that's definitely worth your time. Shortcut is a 2020 indie horror movie directed by Alessio Ligori and stars Jack Kane, Sophie Jane Oliver, and Zondo Emiliano. It's about a mysterious creature who terrorizes 5 friends when their bus takes a shortcut on a desolate road in the wild.
He called it the Nocturne Wanderer. It feeds off of blood and liquids, like a vampire or a leech.
This is another small project, but an entertaining little creature feature nonetheless. The cast do a great job of feeling like real teens, angsty and all. But this isn't a crazy blockbuster by any means. But for a small movie, it's a fun watch, with plenty of twists and turns to keep you engaged. I think with the right expectations, this is one you can definitely have fun with.
We're all just trying to find our way home. That's life, right?
Southbound is a 2015 anthology horror movie, directed by Radio Silence, who most recently did the latest Scream movie, and David Bruckner, who did The Night House and is working currently on the new Hellraiser movie. This movie has interlocking tales of highway terror that revolves around a malevolent spirit at a truck stop, a mysterious traveler, a car accident, and a home invasion.
Well, this next one is for all you lost souls. All you sinners racing down that long road to redemption, but heading straight into that pit of darkness up ahead. We're all on the same endless highway.
This little gem is so exciting to watch because of what so many talented people involved in this have gone on to do. This is where they got their start, and these are some of the brightest minds in the horror world right now. But on top of that, it's also just a unique, fun little horror movie with lots of little creepy elements and just an overall good time. This isn't a movie to take serious by any means. It's like all the movies I end my list with. It's just a fun popcorn horror movie that you can definitely have fun with. So grab your popcorn and enjoy! Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me today. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know if there's anything else on Hulu I've missed, because your recommendations help me out so much. I also want to give a huge, massive, enormous thank you to my patrons, because you guys, your support seriously means so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember guys, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.